All right. Let's proceed with our feasibility studies as part of session 4B. So, in this session, we want to understand what a feasibility study is, and when we are doing a feasibility study, what is that we are studying actually, and what is that we want to conclude for each feasibility category? Because so we need to understand for each feasibility category what is that we are studying, and what's the conclusion has to be made after each and every feasibility study. Then we need also to do, we are going to be looking at benefit and cost analysis, or cost and benefit analysis. Then other accounting methods for comparing alternatives. Of course, if we're talking of the CBA, cost and benefit analysis, then in the other accounting methods, then we will be doing what we call economic feasibility. So let's dig deep into it, into today's business. Right. All right. The objective of feasibility study are to find out if an information system project can be done. So feasibility study, we just want to see if an information system project can be done. How we are trying to answer the question: is it possible to do that project? Is it justified? And to suggest possible alternative solutions. Because the session that we're having is, like I indicated earlier on, that in an organization we have what you call a project portfolio. And besides a project portfolio, let's say we pick project number 1. There are many ways of doing that project. So by feasibility study, we are comparing all those alternatives in as far as that project is of concern. So we are trying to avoid the situation whereby we say we want to do an in-house development, whereas buying an existing off-the-shelf project is justified. So when you are doing a feasibility study, it's not all about looking at the technical expertise that is available. It's not about looking at it's not about looking at the technical expertise that you have. It's not about looking at the technical requirements availability. No, we need to convey the alternative so that we are justified to say we want to develop this project. It's a project that we have, but it's best we outsource. It's best we do in best we buy a customized off-the-shelf product for us in terms of understanding the feasibility. So it's not just a question of to say, can it be done? Is it possible? Is it justified? But we are looking at it from a different perspective, different constraints. So a feasibility study should provide management with enough information to decide whether the project can be done, number 1, whether the final product will benefit its intended users, number 2, what are the alternatives among which solution will be chosen during subsequent phases. Then it also gave information to decide, is there any preferred alternative. Then after feasibility study, management makes a go or no go decision. So maybe you might be asked in some question, like a question to say, what are the advantages of coming up with a feasibility study? Obviously, along those lines, the feasibility study manages, it enables management, or it provides management with enough information to decide whether a project can be done, whether the final project can benefit its intended user, etc. Then what to study and what to conclude. Things to be studied during the feasibility study include the present organizational system, including users, policies, functions, objectives. Then problems with the present system, such as inconsistencies, inadequacies, and in functionality, performance. Those are the things that you're going to study during the feasibility study. Then we're also going to start objectives and other requirements of the new system. That is, what needs to change. We need to see what exactly does what needs to change. Are the objectives, are the requirements of the new system okay? If there is need to alter that, we can actually say, of course, we have altered the objectives and requirements. Now the system is feasible. Then we need also to start constraints, including non-functional requirements of system. That is a preliminary plus, like just look in I rush to say no. These are the constraints, the non-functional requirements. You can have what we call a preliminary pass of the feasibility. Then you need also to consider possible alternatives. What are the possible alternatives? Of course, when we're looking at the possible alternatives, we're always looking also at the current system as what? As one of those, because of course we have already chosen it. Then we need also to look at the advantages and disadvantages of the alternatives. Right, so what are we going to conclude at the end of the feasibility start phase? We need to conclude whether the project is feasible and also what is the next preferred alternative. Of course, we said the project is feasible, but what is the next preferred alternative? We need also to conclude that. Now, let's quickly look at the types of feasibilities. Right, we have what we call operational feasibility. It defines the agents of the problem and the acceptability of any solution. If the system is developed, we are trying to answer or to ask questions like, will it be used? And operational feasibility, it also includes people-oriented and manager and social issues. It involves around people and social issues. Internal issues such as manpower problems, labor objections, manager resistance, organizational conflicts and policies. Also external issues, including social acceptability, legal aspects, and government regulations, are also those parts that are concerned with operational. But basically, what we are saying with operational feasibility, we are simply saying once we develop a system, can we say that system, are we able to operate? Are the users accepting to operate the system? What about the organizational structure itself, organizational policies? Are we in a position to implement such a system? Because there are some organizational structures that doesn't support some types of systems. What about the government regulations? I don't know whether it was play at what it was politics at play. But if you look at Daniel Chingoma comes to something. But I think in terms of its operational feasibility, we can't say things made up of those material. We can't call it an aeroplane. I think Daniel Chingoma didn't do his operational and technical feasibility well. Technically, can we say that is an aeroplane that can actually we rely on? I think that's where he got it wrong. Then, in terms, that's all about operational. Will it be used, considering a number of factors that we have mentioned here? Then, in terms of technical, is the project feasibility within the limits of current technology? Does the technology exist, or do we have the technology that support the system or the project that you want to do? Is it available within the given resource constraint? That is the budget and the schedule itself. So technical, obviously, we are looking in terms of the technical availability of the hardware and the software. Then we also look at the technical expertise. Then we also look in terms of technical feasibility of it being done technically. That's how we conclude to say this project is technically okay, or is technically feasible or not feasible. Then we also have what you call economics, that is normally referred to as the cost and benefit analysis. So is the project possible given resource constraints? Now we are talking in terms of economic resources. We are not talking in terms of the hardware, but we are talking in terms of monetary sense. We are also looking in terms of the benefits that accrue of the system have been implemented. Are they worth it? In other words, we are simply asking a question to say, if we are to develop that system and make it, use it, are we going to yield? Is it of any monetary benefits after it has been installed? Then, we are also going to compare the cost versus the benefits. What are the costs of developing such a system? Are the costs justified? We are also going to apply accounting ratios such as return on investment. How much time did it take? What is the return on our investment? We are going to take in terms of payback periods. How much time does the project take to yield our initial investment? Is it justified or not? Then I'll go on to what you call schedule feasibility. We are looking at the constraints on the project and where they could be reasonably met. Now, with the schedule feasibility, we're looking in terms of the time available. Mind you, we talk of project planning and whatever. We identify activities, we allocate time, we allocate resources such as personnel, we allocate funds, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, we need to understand whether the project can be done given the time. Because a project is a time-different thing. Each project is given time allocation. So at the end of the day, we are going to combine all the time allocation for each activity. And we say it's a one-year project. Now, when we are asking in terms of schedule feasibility, we are simply asking a question to say, this project has to be completed in 1 year. Is it possible to complete such a project in 1 year? If yes, then we can say that project is feasible. So, I'll come in to explain more on feasibilities. But for now, let's just take a